Chapter 14: The Art of Pulling the Trigger. No matter how well you have established your personal definition of success, crafted your mission, infused passion into your goal, and regardless of how well you are motivated and communicate all elements of the art of productivity, unless you implement, all is lost. More people fail to start than fail to succeed. There is no shame in striking out while offering your best efforts and being willing to get up to the plate again. The shame comes in never having tried. Timid souls will tell you if you set a goal and pursue it with passion, you could fail and be disappointed. The boldest among us would say, if you try and try again, you will eventually succeed. If you don't try, you will inevitably and absolutely fail. As a platform speaker, I have the privilege of going to many wonderful events and meeting outstanding human beings. As I first began studying the art of productivity and the elements that make up the ultimate productivity profile and assessment, I had just returned from speaking at the tournament banquet for the PGA Championship, where Tiger Woods won his 13th major championship and 4th PGA title. Tiger Woods may be the best known example in his generation of someone who implements through the art of productivity. He makes everything seem as if it is easy for him to implement. I can assure you the performance you see in major championships around the world is the result of many hours of preparation and planning. One particular shot during the final round of the championship required Tiger Woods to hit an exacting shot over 200 yards and stop the ball within a few feet on a very slick and sun-baked green. Most of the 200 yards the shot required Tiger to carry were over water. This strikes fear in most average golfers, but for the Tiger Woods, implementing a shot is mere routine. He takes the same number of practice swings, approaches the ball in the same way, and executes the swing as he has done it thousands of times. Success is never easy, and just because you have established your own definition of success and followed the steps of the art of productivity through motivation, communication, and implementation, never assume it won't take a maximum effort from you. While I can assure you that there is a great cost in time, effort, and energy to succeed, I can further assure you that the cost of failure is even higher. It is important that you systemize the implementation of your success. You want to eliminate as many variables as possible and make productive implementation a part of your routine. Speaking in front of an audience is recognized by most psychologists and those who study human thought to be among the most frightening and fearful of experiences. When people ask me how I speak to millions of people without seeming to be intimidated, the answer is quite simple. It becomes routine. Any great performance, be it on stage or on the golf course or in your pursuit of your personal goal through the art of productivity, is a product of routine. The human mind literally cannot tell the difference between reality and something vividly imagined. This is why you experience the sociological Signs of fright while watching a horror movie. You know it's only a movie, but your respiration will quicken and your pulse will increase. The more times you watch the same movie, the less of a physical reaction you will experience until finally it becomes so routine that you have no physical reaction at all. If you are pursuing any worthwhile goal, it will be difficult. The difficulty is multiplied when you add to it the stress or pressure of pursuing something you are so passionate about. This can be eliminated when you systemize your implementation. It is not as important what system you use as it is important that you establish a system. Tiger Woods' routine works for him. Other successful golfers have their own routine that works well for them. The details are not important. However, if Tiger Woods tried to use another golfer's pre-shot routine, it would throw off his rhythm and balance, and he would begin to think and evaluate instead of simply implementing. People who work in high-stress, high-impact jobs, such as firefighters, police officers, and military personnel, are trained to react without thinking. If every time a firefighter was called upon to perform a rescue in a burning building, he stopped and considered all the danger involved for himself and everyone around him, he would be so stagnated in his thought process he could not implement. I recommend that you take the long-term goal you have turned into a mission and reduce it to a daily activities. You simply have to determine what you would need to do today in order to reach your 5-year or 10-year goal. Life and success come down to implementing on a day-by-day basis. Make a list of the things that have to be done today if you're going to get one day closer to your personal definition of success today. Then, as you look at the list of tasks that must be completed, there will generally be one or two you wish you didn't have to do. I suggest you do these first. As the legendary coach John Wooden told us, people want to practice the things they like and need to practice the things they don't. I suggest that when we are passionate and motivated, we should practice our defense and free throws so that at the end of the day, we can do the fun things like shooting the 3-point shot and dunking the basketball. Most salespeople don't like cold calls, so they habitually dread these calls and put them off until late in the day. This creates a situation where the negative emotion attached to the cold calls permeates all activities, and if there are any interruptions or unexpected obligations, the cold calls aren't even made and the salesperson is one day further from success. Any worthwhile goal requires implementation of tasks we don't like. If it was fun and easy, everybody would do it, and they would already be successful. Set the highest hurdles up first so that once you clear them, it's downhill for the rest of the day. There are many ways to implement a task, as there are people. I am an early riser and enjoy doing my critical and strategic thinking between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock a.m. I realize in your mind this puts me in the category of a minority or possibility of a category of insanity, but this has always worked well for me. On the other hand, I know people who do their best thinking and strategizing long after midnight. I know people who must work in absolute silence and others who require blurring music. Some people like to complete one task and then go to the next in a linear fashion, while others like to trade off a few minutes of each activity throughout the day. There are people who only feel competent and professional when they are formally dressed for success, and others who prefer to work from home in their bathrobe. It is important that you find your power groove that works for you when you are implementing. We all have coaches and mentors who lead us and guide us. They are important, but remember, observe what they do and how they do it. What they do is universal. How they do it is personal and individual. If you want to be a pitcher in a major league, it would be important for you to have coaches and mentors. Warren Spahn is recognized as having one of the greatest major league careers of any pitcher who ever stood up top the mound. I had the privilege of meeting him on a cross-country flight and learned many lessons about success and productivity during our time together. He later became a coach and helped many young ball players reach their potential. Warren Spahn had great rhythm, timing, and a tremendous release when he threw the ball. He was also a left-handed pitcher. If you are right-handed, you can learn from Warren Spahn rhythm, timing, and release. But you should not start throwing the ball left-handed if you are naturally a right-handed person. You've got to use the universal principles that work for everyone, but implement them on a personal basis, customized for you. One of the things that concerns me about our school system today is the fact that everyone is expected to implement the same way. There actually a time in the not too distant past when all students in public schools being taught penmanship were required to write with their right hand. This seems absurd to us now because we know there are people who are naturally left-handed, so the thought of forcing them to implement in a less productive way seems ridiculous. Although we have overcome that hurdle, there are still many examples of forced universal implementation in our educational system. We all recognize those who succeed in life. They are genuinely creative, expansive, outgoing people who think and implement outside the box. They are known for coming up with new and better ways to do things. This makes them productive. And in our society, being productive or implementing the art of productivity spells success. While we recognize this after the fact, rarely do we allow people to explore their own individual strengths while they are being educated and trained. There are certain tasks that require everyone to perform the same way. Pilots and co-pilots have a standard routine as they go through the flight checklist. There is no room for creativity or individuality in the process. However, I am appalled when I see educators and trainers who think all salespeople, writers, artists, and entrepreneurs should be cookie cutters of one another. There are more millionaires alive and succeeding in the world today than ever before. Despite the gloom and doom you may read in the media regarding economic conditions, the facts are that the rate of new millionaires is actually accelerating. The rich are indeed getting richer. People are succeeding faster than they ever did before. You and I learned earlier that money does not equal success, and of itself, but it is probably the easiest way to keep score and therefore compare and construct the way to best implement your art of productivity. Right after World War II, if you had surveyed average people on the street and asked them how most millionaires got to be millionaires, the majority would have told you that most wealthy people inherit their money. That wasn't the case then and is even less the case today. Fully 90% of the most 10 million millionaires in the United States today are first generation. They earned, saved, and invested their way to becoming a millionaire. While there are certain universal principles that all financially successful people have employed, there are as many ways to become a millionaire as there are millionaires. As a blind person myself, I had a tremendous advantage in becoming a millionaire. It was readily apparent to me and anyone around me that I could not perform normal tasks in the standard way. Therefore, I was forced to find alternative ways to reach my goals that suit me the best. I was forced out of the mold that has been established for most of us to follow. You are going to have to exercise your right to choose, make a quality decision, and change your life by making a conscious decision to find and utilize your unique strengths and talents as you implement the art of productivity on your way to your own personal success. While the whole world is trying to cram us all into a one-size-fits-all societal norm for success, the truth remains that your success is personal destination known only to you. It can only be reached by undergoing an individualized mission for which you were designed. Power and passion are the natural results of undertaking a mission towards your personal success. While the whole world may want to force us onto a crowded train leaving at a scheduled time toward a predetermined destination, the universe we live in is full of unique and magical wonders. You have a personal destination, a customized vehicle designed to get you from here to there, and more than enough fuel for the journey. If you will listen to and follow those who have been to their own unique mountaintops instead of following the herd onto the crowded train, you will live a life unknown and unimaginable to the masses of humanity. You won't succeed because you're better than anyone else. You succeed because success is defined by you, and there is no one ready, willing, or able to fill your unique role better than you.